I'm right here, so if you want to sit at the end.
Oh, hi. We have we can move this around so we're all, or I can move down so we're all centered.
That's right. We have moving.
Yeah,
we have name tags. We're very fancy
Thank
here.
you.
You hadn't been here, had you? No, we have.
I mean, before meeting anyway.
It is really cool. Makes you feel very legit. Hi, Julie.
Hi, Julie. Put your bag closer to you so you can get it if you need it.
I don't need it.
Okay, everybody, we are live streaming and we are now recording. And we have a quorum. Dan actually had to just step out. He'll be back in a minute, but we can get started
Mhm.
without him and then he'll get marked as absent.
Mhm.
So I'd like to make a motion to open the town board meeting of May 5th, 2022.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I would like to make a motion to approve the agenda
Second, Alex.
and discussion I have to add an item 8. There's we're adding caller ID to different town offices.
Okay.
We had it before, we switched phone systems, but we need to add it back. So that's number 8, and that's it.
Motion
So,
to approve the agenda as amended.
thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Announcements. Lawn signs are available on a first come, first served basis for residents participating in No Mow May. Please email assistant@townofnewpaltz.org or call 845-255-0604, extension 126 to reserve your sign. Rabies clinic for dogs and cats will be held Wednesday, May 18th from 4 to 6 p.m. at the Town Highway Garage, 52 Clearwater Road, New Paltz. Vaccinations for rabies, distemper, and heartworm will start at $10 each. Heartworm medication is also available. Dogs must be leashed and cats must be in carriers, cash or check only. Seems unfair to cats, if you ask me. But questions, call the town clerk, 845-255-0100, extension 1. And with that, I would like to open up public input. If you would like to make a comment, please raise your hand on Zoom and we will call on you. Please keep your comments to 3 minutes. And if you're not speaking, please turn off your camera and mic. After comment, we'll turn off the mics and cameras for everyone except for Julie. So Edgar, you have a comment?
Yes, good evening. Edgar Rodriguez, resident of New Paltz. I am raising a question for the third time regarding the condition of our roads and the programs to repave our roads and concerns that I have with other issues of our infrastructure, of our facilities. And what I've raised twice before is, will there be any discussion, any planning that will include the community in planning financially to address these issues, which apparently we are in a financial crisis as a town in our budget. And I think it's important that soon there be some kind of acknowledgement of my question and question of others regarding this matter. Thank you.
I've acknowledged your question. So any other questions?
Well, just the answer. I mean,
Any other questions?
I'm sorry. I was saying that it's not.
We're
just,
not going to go back and forth, Edgar. I told you.
I'm clarifying.
There are no other questions. We'll move on. And so we have the police commission interviews. And I think we have Tara Fitzpatrick and Valerie Irwin. And I see both of them here. I can, if you guys want to, Tara's listed first. So Tara, if you'd like to turn your camera on, and I can ask you to unmute. And if you would like to introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself and why you want to be on the police commission.
Sure.
That would be.
One thing I just wanted to say, I'm in California, so I just wanted to make sure that the Wi-Fi that I'm using is, adequate.
We
Okay.
can hear you.
Okay, great. Thank you. So I'm Tara Fitzpatrick. I moved into New Paltz last year in May. And really, really love the community. And when I saw in the paper that you guys were looking for volunteers to sit on various committees, I was very interested in the police commission and also interested in the pedestrian bicycle committee. My background as a retired public health nurse after 32 years was involved with the sexual assault forensic nurse examiner program that was run by the county out of the medical examiner's office. And I found that I really had good interactions with law enforcement and found them to be very receptive to the idea of how domestic violence, sexual assault can be a area in which a trauma-informed approach can be addressed, and that there was an opportunity to do a lot of education that they were very receptive to. I sat on the sexual assault response team with the Department of Health as well as Family Services. We had law enforcement representative there in order to make our responses to sexual assault and domestic violence victims more trauma-informed and more sensitive. I had an opportunity, like I said, to work with law enforcement. So because of that experience where violence and law and health can intersect, I thought that my unique perspective as a public health nurse would be a welcomed voice on a police commission. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Does anyone have any other questions or comments or?
Have you worked with any police in doing what you do in the past? Have you had an extensive experience working with police or?
Well,
no?
in my role as the sexual assault forensic nurse examiner for Dutchess County, that was what I did, cases. And then whether or not law enforcement decided to, interview a patient, I would be present with the crime victim advocate as well. There was a lot of interaction when the victim chose not to move forward with law enforcement in advocating for that patient's rights to not move forward with law enforcement, even if law enforcement had brought the victim to the emergency room.
Mhm.
And I sat on, like I said, the sexual assault response team, which involved law enforcement. I did trainings when we were looking at the non-fatal strangulation changes to the law and how those injuries can present on a domestic violence victim, and the importance of acknowledging when emergency personnel should be called if a patient was experiencing a raspy voice, or if they're holding their own neck, or there was redness, that those were injuries that really needed to be evaluated. And law enforcement may not have recognized that. So there was trainings that we did in order to help them make those determinations.
Well, thank you.
Sure.
Interesting.
I'll just say something if that's all right. Thank you for sharing what you have. It definitely seems like there's a lot you could offer. You did fill out the handwritten one, I believe, as well,
Yep.
right? Yeah, and I appreciate your responses to that. Very interesting and appropriate background. Thank you.
Sure.
I don't think I have any questions because I read your written response and that was very thorough and
Yeah.
I was amazed you were able to fit in handwriting in that kind of small area. Maybe we need to make it larger some of those questions.
Believe
no,
me, I
I'm-
could have written more.
Yeah.
Kept it.
But yeah, you were very good at being concise, knowing that you had a small space. Maybe that's why we have it small, but I appreciated your responses.
Yeah, no, the questions are great. I think it helps us.
Yeah, questions are great.
And so thanks for
Yeah.
putting that together, Missy. And so if I also read your answers. I don't have any other questions.
I don't have any other questions. I just want to thank you for your willingness. She said both police commission or bike ped. So we always appreciate
Yeah.
public help and input.
We have openings on both, so
Yes.
we will be in touch with you either way.
Yeah. Yes, thank you for your,
And while I'm interested in the bike pedal one, like I said, with the police commission, because of my unique perspective as a public health nurse with the sexual assault forensic background, I just felt that that was a unique lens from which to bring forward. So that was
I know.
why I applied.
Thank you.
yeah, thank you. Thanks for noticing that.
All right. Yeah, so we'll be in touch. I think, we're going to discuss tonight, what we want the timeline to be, but I hope we're getting closer to the end. And so we'll be in touch soon. But thank you, especially for coming in from California.
Yes, and if you don't mind, I'm going to join my family, so I'm not going to stay on for the rest of the meeting, and I hope you don't interpret that as any lack of interest. Just
No, not at all.
Yep.
Spend time with your family. It's more important than these meetings.
have a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
You too. Bye.
All right. So Valerie, I see you're here as well. Ask you to unmute and.
There you go.
All right. Is there anything you'd like to tell us about yourself, why you're interested? I'll hand it over to you. So thank you.
Oh, thank you. My name is Valerie Irwin. I have been doing community service and worked on village committees and not on the town before, but I work on the rescue. I have volunteered for the rescue squad, but I've been unable to do it for the past 2 years because of a health condition of my own. I haven't been allowed to ride with it. I've been an EMT for 40 years. My certification's in Texas, but I ride with the ambulance as a driver here. I also do search and rescue in Texas and teach medical skills for dog handlers in search and rescue down there. I have felt that I felt a missing piece with not being able to serve during the pandemic to my community the same way I always have before. And one of the recent police chiefs had suggested I should apply for this a number of years ago. And when it came up again, I'd been thinking about it for a couple months while it was being published. And I have vast experience with disaster scenes and working with the police and multiple kinds of been an EMT since 1981 and worked with all kinds of police at different scenes. I've only been riding on the ambulance itself for the past few years. I did mountain rescue, search and rescue, winter emergency care, and hurricane. I do disasters in the South when there's water emergencies. I've run a number of businesses, so I have a lot of fiduciary experience. I think my questionnaire probably sounds more clear than my inability. I struggle with video. I'm looking forward to contributing to this. My family were law enforcement, very much involved with doing things to promote things my family was in law enforcement and trying to keep law enforcement honest. And there's a very strong history of that in my background. And I appreciate the idea of being able to serve my community to hopefully build better bridges between, you had on the questionnaire, they had listed multiple community types that have experienced discrimination or problematic relationships with the police departments. And I would love to be a part of building bridges of trust between the community police departments and the individuals of those communities. I found one of the questions, it asked me what I felt was the most important of those and how I would describe what I would do to help the police department through the commission. But my honest answer to that was that I cannot tell you that if I haven't spoken to the people in those communities. My long history of working in medicine, I also worked in the hospital, I worked in the emergency room, I worked in a laboratory setting and did nursing education, and I had many patients of every walk of life. And we did anti-racism training and cultural sensitivity training every year since the 80s. I've had those programs, and it's become a lifestyle for me. And the thought of saying that I understand what these communities need before I ever actually get a chance to talk to the people in the communities to bring their ideas and thoughts and opinions about what they need. I hope to be able to see both sides of the perspectives and get a clear view of how people that are feeling marginalized, how can we bring them back to a place of trust? I think the police have been extremely feeling probably underappreciated and really in a place of almost conflict with their, not necessarily in this particular community, but I mean in general across the nation. I would, even if in a small part in this community, I would love to be able to build a bridge help build a bridge with a group of like-minded people to sort of close the gap on that lack of trust from both sides may be happening. That's the real big reason for why I wanted to be a part of this. And I have the skills and lots of experience of working with police in all different contexts, from the emergency room to disasters to, emergency EMS scenes.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you for applying.
Thank you. A lot of experience there. Yes. I mean, I had a few questions, but you answered them along the way. So great.
I found the questionnaire very easy to I was able to get my thoughts much more clearly on there than I do with video. And I was praying this was going to be in person because I'm much better at that than the video somehow makes me weird.
No, we're getting back to in person, I think, hopefully.
Yeah.
Cool. I look forward to it.
I think the police commission will probably, I think we're going to be required to meet in person. The rules are changing at the state level on June 8th. So unless we have a local law, we have to be in person anyway. It's complicated, but it's coming.
Mhm.
So,
But thank you so much for, even though you like the in-person more, thank you so much for taking the time to come in the video. And
Oh, you're very welcome. I just stutter when I do this. I lose my ability to speak clearly. I don't know why.
really good information, and I at least get the picture of who you are and what you've done, and it's a lot.
I hope I can bring something of value to the community.
Great.
thank you.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it. All right. Did anyone else have any other comments, questions? If not, thank you again for.
Thank you, Valerie. Sorry, my dogs were barking. I didn't dare unmute.
Oh, I'm looking down because mine's about to start whining, so it's okay.
Thanks so much. I really, that my husband came home, so I couldn't unmute. So I did wonder what, I didn't see.
I can hear through that.
I didn't see your questionnaire yet. I think it wasn't in the packet, but we've received it, and obviously some have read it. So
we got it today, I think. So
okay, great. So
but they're in the Dropbox together, so like we can start reviewing them as a whole. So
okay, but I'll just say I wanted to ask about your background. Which village group commissions or committees have you been on, or
On the
do you serve
ZBA?
on?
I served on the ZBA in the
ZBA.
Village of New Paltz and also the early versions of the Landlord Tenant Council
Uh-huh.
and I think some work groups,
Mm-hmm.
but in the previous decade,
Uh-huh. And so you've lived in New Paltz a long time.
22 years.
Yeah. Great. Well, you have a really interesting background. I think you'd bring a lot you have a lot to offer. So thank you so much for
Thank
for
you.
coming, and thanks for your civic engagement.
Thank you, Valerie.
Thank you.
You're
I may
very
have to,
welcome.
my daughter or my cat
Yeah.
to run around and keep the lights from going off.
Your daughter might be. Yeah, she would.
She would like
totally
that.
love that.
I can lend a dog.
Grooming her for public office.
I've got 4.
Oh, thank you. And we'll be in touch.
Okay, thank you very much.
Hey, Neil, we didn't do the pledge, I don't think.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Yes.
That was gonna be my next.
So
thing.
thank you for, I have it crossed off. So yes, let's please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It's so much easier in person without 5 different people.
Well, you kind of feel
saying-
silly at home standing.
Well, and also
up
like
and-
other people are saying it and you're not in sync and it's like, yeah, so it's another thing about being back in person. So thanks for reminding me, Julie. And so, let's see, number 2 actually is on the agenda is we've gotten a request. We're not going to take any action tonight on this, but because we don't have the final maps yet. I talked to our attorney today. We're waiting for the final maps, but just so kind of to summarize it, we're not changing the zoning at all. This is a property, when we did the rezoning of the gateway areas, like, so the gateway business, the gateway hamlet, what were the other ones, but you know, there are a couple different.
Yeah.
And so when we put all this work into rezoning everything, and then we said, okay, let's draw the maps, we should have put more effort into how the maps were drawn. We did not, we just drew straight lines. We didn't have the zones follow the parcel boundaries.
Oh, I see.
And so this one parcel actually is divided up into 3 different zones.
Hmm.
And so, you know, like one example is like, you know, they're going to be building a business there and they're in the gateway business, but they're also in the gateway hamlet and they're in the light industrial. And so they want to build it under the gateway business, which is the new zoning. And what we require for that zoning is that the building is up front and the parking lot is behind it. But the parking lot would then be in the light industrial, which doesn't allow the parking lot. So they can't even build according to the new zoning that we put together.
So we have to do a new map. And
So we just have to redraw
the map.
the map and say, okay, this one parcel is going to be all in one zone, which is what we should have done. But I think we went through all the zoning and we passed everything. And we're like, fine, draw the maps. And it was done. And we never really zoomed in and looked at each parcel.
Can
and-
that be done with relative ease? Or does it
Yes,
have to go
we're doing a map amendment.
back? Okay,
And so we just have to, we have the GIS. We have to have a public hearing because we're technically changing things.
Right.
So, but when we have to have the final map drawn. And so when we have the final map, we'll have a map amendment and we'll send it off to the county. And I've talked to the county planner and he's like, this is very straightforward. It's not controversial, but to do it, we have to have the public hearing notice written correctly, saying exactly what we're doing, the actual map. So when people see what we're doing, come to the public hearing, they know what we're doing.
Mhm.
And so we're just waiting to get that final map.
Okay.
And so, but we can't set public hearings until all of the paperwork is ready.
Right, but that doesn't have to go back to any planning
No,
or
it doesn't.
assessing or anything.
No,
Okay.
we don't have
Because It's
to,
not rezoning,
It's not
rezoning.
amending the map.
yes,
Okay,
it's a map amendment. So
so,
it's pretty straightforward, but you have to like follow the stuff. But I thought we would have it all by tonight, but what the county planner said is that they can move forward with their project. So we're not holding up the project
mhm.
because this is a pretty straightforward thing.
So there's
And
nothing to vote on tonight.
Yeah, we can't even set the hearing because we don't have the final documents.
Okay.
So
Right.
once we should have those at the next meeting, hopefully, and then we can set the public hearing for the meeting following that.
Great.
That's it. So we'll just leave that on the agenda. So the next, number 3 is a resolution declaring support for the New York State Climate Action Council scoping plan. So Jen Metzger, former Senator Metzger, reached out, she now does some work on climate stuff. She's always been big into that. So she reached out, and I kind of read it, and I think it makes sense that, we would ask the state to support this. So I said that we would consider it as a board, and we put it on the agenda. It's on the town's website. And so, I would like to make a motion to pass the resolution.
I read it and actually would very much like to pass that resolution. She did a great job on it.
Okay.
Yeah, a second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Number 4 is, we were doing some stuff with contracts, and it just kind of struck me that our town personnel policy is always he, she, and I just thought we should change that. And we can't change it with the union contracts yet because we're not negotiating them right now. But one of the things I want to do when we negotiate the union contracts is change the he, she to they, them.
Change the pronoun.
Change the pronouns, because there are people that don't identify with he and she, and they're reading the personnel policy of the union contract, and it's kind of insulting them every time they read it. So I was like, well, and Kathy went through our personnel policy, which we're allowed to change. And that's all we changed. We're not changing policies or rules or anything, but we're just changing the pronouns. And that's it. And personnel committee, we're saying that it is the town board because we are the personnel committee. And so we're just making sure that's clear. That's the only thing we're changing in the policy. And I just thought it'd be a good thing to start with that. So when we move forward with the union contracts, we can say, we've already done this. The world didn't fall apart, So it's administrative work. And so if I'd like to make a motion to accept the revisions of the town New Paltz personnel and discriminatory harassment policies.
Second.
Any other discussion?
Just a question about when was the last time policies were changed? Do you have any idea?
I mean, we often make minor changes as part of the each year with the reorg meeting.
Okay.
So if there are, I'd like to, and we can change it anytime. But I prefer to make changes at a single time, so we're not
Constant.
sneaking things by people.
Have a set date. Everything that
Yeah.
needs to be changed gets changed, and then.
Yeah,
that's
but
the
we can do it
deal.
anytime if if people find something that they think is wrong, but we try to keep it on more of a schedule. And that way, no one feels like if they missed a meeting, something snuck by them or something. And we've made minor changes each year to try to update things.
I'm
So,
in favor.
but if you see policy, if you see things, we should talk about it and change them. I'm happy to improve things.
I'm in favor.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Number 5, the motion passed at the last town board meeting was actually incorrect. This was the motion to modify the appointment of Officer Calvin Halstead from temporary sergeant to provisional sergeant. So we just need to change the wording on that. It's not a temporary, it's a provisional. So I'd make a motion to change the wording of that appointment
I second.
from temporary to provisional. Any discussion?
Just, does it mean the same thing?
Means the same thing, but I think we have to have the wording correct
Right.
because it's probably in the contract somewhere.
It has to be provisional.
I'm in favor.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Consent agenda is motion to approve and authorize items 6A through 6F.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And The number 7 is we have a grievance from one of the police officers. And, the union contract, the grievance procedure is that they present this grievance first to the police chief, and it's either accepted or denied. Then the next step is that it comes to the town board or the police. It would be the police commission if it's not us.
Okay.
So it goes to the police commission. And so, but we have to do it within 14 days. And so our attorney could not make it tonight for this meeting. And the meeting in 2 weeks is too long. And so I would like to propose to have a special police commission / town board meeting
Mhm.
a week from tonight. It will be very quick, probably 15 minutes, hopefully,
Mhm.
and we can do it on Zoom still.
Great question.
Yeah,
Okay.
that would be good.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
I know,
yes,
so it would
exactly.
be-
And so
I have
it,
somebody
it will all be
who's
on Zoom
busy
and our
and
attorney will
busy.
be zooming in
Yeah.
as
Okay.
well.
Okay.
It's not worth it for him to drive down for an hour for a 15-minute meeting. So
Mhm.
if people are okay with that.
Yeah.
It would be Thursday, May 12th at 6:30 PM. If, I think I have a meeting at 7 after that. So
6:30. Okay,
if people are okay with that,
yep, I
That's fine.
second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And number 8 is, so this is the caller ID services. So we had with the, we're switching back to copper lines on the phone systems because we've had problems with the VoIP lines, and the copper is actually about the same price, a little cheaper. And when we switched back, we approved everything. It didn't include caller ID. And so it's not a ton of money, it's $5 a month for the different, the number of phones matters. But so for the youth center, the highway center, recycling, community center, and the town hall, it's $180 a year
Okay,
to have caller ID. And they've talked to the staff. They really want to have caller ID. There are oftentimes when people will call and then we can solve their problem, but they're like, oh, don't bother calling back. We don't know who called. And so,
yeah, gives them a sort of a heads up to know who it was that was on there.
I
Yeah.
love caller ID. so-
Yeah, I do too.
yeah, and so
Caller
people are finding it
ID.
hard to not have
It's
caller
integral
ID.
to life. Yeah.
And so this is a motion to, authorize to go back to having caller ID. It's going to cost the town $180 a year, but
I second that.
any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, that's all we have. Motion to adjourn. Oh, is that it?
That's it.
Okay, great.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great.
Bye, Julie.
See you later.
Too easy.
Yeah, no.